Once we felt confident about what we were feeding Ollie, it was time to make our home healthier and consider the other environments Oliver spent time in. While some of the choices and changes we made were explicitly related to his food and environmental allergies, others were about cultivating his whole body health and making the environment healthier for all of us. We were already hyper-vigilant, removing our shoes as soon as we entered the house and wiping down the dog whenever he returned from a walk. We followed cross-contact protocol, allowed zero outside food into our home, and homeschooled Ollie until we found a daycare to develop and implement a unique care plan for him. As one may imagine, the sacrifices were tremendous. And I was privileged to be able to temporarily pause my career to focus on moving through this journey and give myself time to dive into the research and caregiving. I know creating a perfectly safe and healthy environment inside and outside of the home isn't always possible. In fact, it's genuinely impossible. So I hope this takes the pressure off. But I also hope that the tips in this module will help you get a head start to help your child with allergies and sensitivities feel more comforted while promoting their healing journey. When it was time to make bigger decisions about Ollie's safety at home, we began with everything food related. There are many things to consider and decisions to make, so this process may involve a lot of discussions and negotiations for your family. I suggest creating a game plan so everyone in the house is on the same page and making the same choices. Here are some things you'll find yourself discussing. Are you going to keep allergens in the house? If so, where? Will you always wash your hands and mouth after eating those allergens? How will you practice cooking and cleaning so there's no cross-contact in the kitchen, especially while your child practices strict avoidance? How will you organize your refrigerator? One side of the refrigerator for your child, the other for family members who eat the allergens. There are a lot of questions that you'll need to start asking. In this module's resources, I share a link to FAIR's cross-contact protocol handout, an essential resource for parents of children with food allergies. This handout will help guide you with cross-contact protocols and suggest how to create allergen-free zones in your home. Matt and I use this when figuring out how to organize allergens in our home environment. In our case, though Ollie was allergic to eggs were a non-negotiable part of Matt's diet. We decided to make a separate and specific place for eggs in our refrigerator to never worry about the allergen getting anywhere near Oliver's food. We also had a dedicated pan, cooking tools, and sponge that Matt used when he cooked and cleaned. I know, it sounds like a lot, but you really have to do these things to keep it safe. We also cleaned all of our surfaces in our kitchen with soap and water before and after we cooked or prepared food. Allergenic proteins can only be removed from surfaces with soap and water. Snapple fact: disinfectant wipes don't remove allergy proteins from surfaces. You must use soap and water. Did you know that food allergies can be manifested through skin contact via lesions in the skin like eczema or dry skin? This skin contact creates an IgE-mediated allergic response to that protein. So when your child eats it, their immune system attacks it. This means we're training their immune systems to accept or reject allergens before they even start eating them. We're still not sure why the body does this, but we know it happens. If you're interested, you can learn more about this process in Dr. Kari Nadeau and Sloan Barnett's book, The End of Food Allergy, and Dr. Ruchi Gupta's book, Food Without Fear. It may also be helpful to listen or re-listen to the podcast Food Allergy Master Course with Dr. Courtney Blair. Knowing that food and environmental allergies can be manifested through dry skin and eczema, it's important to introduce skin barriers like lotions and creams that are simple and allergist recommended. As we hear from Dr. Courtney Blair in Food Allergy Masterclass and in Jessica Iclisoy's Skin Barriers podcast, sealing off skin barriers with a clean, allergy-safe cream or lotion as soon as your child comes out of the bath or shower is extremely important. This practice may help with eczema and keep allergens from entering through the skin. I have included some of the lotions and creams that we use and are board certified from allergists in my recommended product shop on emilynolan.com. I know we have covered a lot here. Give yourself the grace to learn as you go. Being a parent is complicated enough. I have included a module in this resource assessing aspects of our home environment to help you think about all the small things in your home environment that may significantly impact your child's health. You do not have to do everything we did to create a healthy environment. And I am very aware that this can become costly quickly. Pick one thing that's your most significant concern and start there. Do what you can when you can, financially and emotionally. Make a list of your concerns and prioritize them by figuring out what would have the most significant impact while being financially responsible for your family. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing, and baby steps are still steps forward and can make a difference. When considering the changes you might make, ask yourself, what does my child touch? What are they exposed to in our home? And what can I do to minimize potential reactions? Help them reach a healthy immune baseline and thrive. You know what's best for you and what works for your family. You can also pick and choose, at least to a certain extent. If you're not sure which environmentals your child's allergic to, you can always ask the allergist to include it the next time they do a skin panel or blood test for your child. In my opinion, switching to non-toxic products is a non-negotiable, and cleaning up your beauty and self-care products is hugely important. Your skin is often in contact with your child's, hugging them, kissing them, holding and bathing them. Those special moments should be safe and preventative as possible. Though we made many significant changes in our home, we knew some probably wouldn't be permanent, and that based on Ollie's future skin tests, blood work, and allergist recommendations, we'd likely be able to add certain things back into our lives and home. And we have. Thank goodness, we don't have to be as strict as we used to be. It is such a relief. When Ollie was 3.5, his second environmental skin panel revealed that he developed a feather allergy, which explained a lot. But his dust mite allergy, which showed up on his 7-month skin panel, had disappeared. So though we opted to sell our down-filled couch to buy a new one and swap out our feather pillows for hypoallergenic ones, we were able to add rugs back into our home, which was a very exciting small win for this Huga lover. So we've gone over creating healthy environments inside of the home. Let's talk about creating healthy environments outside of the home in the next module.